You think about, you bring back.
Value, right? If things in your life ain't, if you're not, what value are you creating for yourself?
Mentally revive, restore, heal, resurrect folk, right?
So that they can do business together.
Commerce.
But I did wake up to the gospel.
Hallelujah.
I did wake up to the gospel. Hey, welcome to another great episode of Two Paths Podcast. Well, you already know you got your main man, the postman, my main man, LD, my other main man, D. Rouse. And you already know, before we get into our show, if you haven't, I want to encourage you or inspire you or whatever to get over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel at YouTube, Two Paths Podcast. LD, talk to him.
Get excited. How y'all feeling today, fella? Everybody straight? Everybody good?
We great.
Hey, I see you with your carries on around your neck. What's going on?
Commerce.
Okay.
Hey,
He
been
so
to
we're
church
gonna
this
dive into
morning.
commerce.
He been to
Oh,
church this
okay. What
morning.
is that? You do look kind of church. You do kind of like church though.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you fresh. Worship.
I'm
Back.
gonna tell you this. I didn't
Worship.
go to a building. I haven't been to a
Mhm.
building with all the things in the inside that they consider a church. But I did wake up to the gospel.
Hallelujah.
I did wake up to the gospel.
Hallelujah.
And that was enough church for me. And that's for another day. You know what I'm saying?
Joy comes in the morning. Hey, hallelujah. All things working together for the good of those who love the Lord.
Okay.
Called
Okay.
according to his purpose.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talking about commerce today.
Red.
Right.
With the red cup
But
coffee.
you can't.
Red Solo Cup.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Commerce. Commerce. And you can't have one without the other. Commerce, business. Business, commerce. Business is the product or the service that you
Yes, sir.
provide. Commerce is how you transport now that business, that value, or that service to the end user. Commerce is on the larger scale of logistics. Not primarily trucking, but logistics of, okay, we've created this value or we've created this service, we've created this product. Now, how do we deliver this product on a large scale, or service on a large scale, or value on a large scale?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like what we did. We came up with an idea. We said, hey, let's start a podcast that's going to now give great advice to others so that can help them bring value or increase value in their life, right? That's the business. The commerce is now, how do we give it to the masses on a large scale?
Mm-hmm.
So they want it. They're not one and the same, but they work together.
Right.
A lot of people get commerce and business. They try to bunch them together and say it's the same. They're not the same.
Okay. So
I
what
think
I got
I think when they
is, and you just said it.
you hear me? Oh. You know, a lot when you say when you think they're the same, right? They kind of run into I say like in real life, right? Some people, right? Okay, some people, and they say a group of people, right? When they come up with an idea, right? They say a
Okay.
business idea, right? And so sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
structure their friends and their circle or group of people, right, into the commerce part of it. You feel me? So that they can do business together. You know how it goes. How it goes. Like you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
need the paper. You're gonna need the way it gets to you. All this other stuff, right? And they start tying themselves into being business persons of those, right? Because they know that's gonna be an endless flow. The business idea that you came up with. Now they're gonna set themselves up along the line, right, to make all the things possible within their circle. Make sense? So you got the business, and then everything that how it gets to you and all that other stuff. That's why I say if everybody bosses up, right, and get their particular thing right. So business wise, I'm gonna always mess with you because it's business, nothing personal. I'm gonna mess with you because I mess with you, and you know, from the idea and the business part of it, right? I can't allow personal to
Mm-hmm.
affect that. Now on the commerce side of it, if if that stuff ain't lined up, you go nowhere in a sense. other than somebody liking your product. So if you have relationships with these other people that make your stuff go out, right? And if you possibly
Mm-hmm.
do, I actually do know them, it could be a plus and a minus because you can get things happen in relationships in the commerce. But so that you can't, like you said, you can't do. It's hard to do one without the other. But you can't. It's instances like I think what's going on now in the world that if you're heavy in the commerce, right? You can actually put a business out of business and start their own and take all the stuff that they built. They already built the pipeline, and you just took over the pipeline. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
That happened, and that does happen. That does happen because what the business model has already been created,
Mm-hmm.
and you come and you got more to offer along the lines of that model. So you're able to offer more services, and
Well,
you're able to have create more value. Eh, Go ahead. Go
it's
ahead.
like cutting out the competition or working with the competition.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give you a perfect idea before we move forward. Lee's famous recipe chicken. Sat right there in the heart of town, right? KFC was way on the other end of town. Lee's really didn't have no competition, long as Lee's was there. When you get to bring other people that sell chicken, now there's your competition. Now you got to be able to compete because a business, if I'm the only one that got this product, I can kind of get lazy. I can fall back. I can just shit. I'm the only one got what you need. You got to come here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody else come with a better product. And like what Larry was just saying, commerce, right, is the
That's
so you
just
got the product. You create the product is what's going to bring you your value, right? Your business is the connections that you make to get
mm-hmm.
this product out to the masses. This is our product. This is the idea. We use social media platforms as the commerce to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing right here, coming together, formulating this and having this conversation is a part of our product.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is what we do. We drive and we're geared towards putting out valuable information. So the value that we are able to create is the information that people can take from and pull from and make additions to their life. But in order to get the information, they have to go through the commerce pipeline by going to TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or some sort of social media outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how and a lot of people call it e-commerce because it's more digital. You see what I'm saying? You got to pull up a phone or a computer or something in order to receive the information. But it's about the value that you put into the information and the separation that you are from other people that's doing the same thing. Same thing with the chicken company. There has to be a separation. You got to separate yourself from the pack, right? And continue to grow and build on what you already have in order to stay ahead of the pack because everybody coming for you. Okay, and I'm gonna use us because this is about us. We talk a lot about mental health, right? We talk about a variety of different topics under this mental health umbrella because it's always trying to help somebody and bring mental awareness so they'll be able to do the physical things that they need to do. A lot of people are not doing that, but we have to understand that we're not the only ones doing that as well. So what kind of value can we put into our information? And a lot of times the value that we bring come from personal experiences, viewpoints, and perspectives. And then we'll even go out and bring somebody onto the show that say, hey, well, what lane are you in? You know what I'm saying? What kind of value can you add to our show that we can put out this information? You see what I'm saying? And then we post it and put it out there for other people to get it on that scale. Go ahead. I see what you going to say, Coach.
Oh no, and you're exactly right. And also,
Coach.
can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. I was agreeing with what you were saying,
Go
and
ahead.
also, like you're saying, we're giving the information to them, and then as a then what they do with it. Do they actually subscribe? So that's why I was saying those relationships. can help you or hurt you because they sit on it and do nothing, right? It doesn't move efficiently like you want it to move,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's almost like watching the grass grow, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes some water get on it. It may have a day that, you know what, listen, man, that stuff that, man, let me go listen to the Two Pat podcast, right? And then boom, then they start sharing, and then that one person who
Mm-hmm.
shares it, it just goes everywhere. And those are the relationship and the consistency. But if it sits stagnant, or somebody
Mm-hmm.
that we don't put the product out there and it got so far, then somebody says, man, oh man, I don't like that. This and they this, they that. And then slowly, if that grains ground, they say a negative post or negative this and people negative, right? It'll start eating it away. But we won't even
Mm-hmm.
see it, right? And we like, and then but if you
Mm-hmm.
don't watch your production and watch what's
Mm-hmm.
going on as a business, you can be ahead of that or have to get behind it to form a plan to fix that. And then you got to find you trying to find the root of the problem, but you probably never will.
Mm-hmm.
But you just be conscious of like, oh, something disrupted the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere down that line is a kink in it,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can figure it out, you figure it out. But you gotta make note of that, of your highs and lows in a sense, so you can keep up with what's going on, because you're always trying to improve.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I like how you just added on to that, right? When you was like, once the connection with you can tell where you're going at through subscriptions, right? And we're almost at 50, guys. We almost at 50 subscriptions. Right now we at 48. And that's like us, that's really like a subscriber a day. And for me, that's a lot of motivation to keep going, because that tells me that you may have not reached the masses, but you don't reach one person. And I'm gonna tell you the power in what we're doing, how powerful it is. Yesterday, I went to the little high school graduation, even though it was hot as hell and all of these things. And I talked to you, Larry, and I done talked to Coach yesterday. And I ain't even say nothing to damn one of y'all, because I really had to bask in it and dissect a lot of things that was going on that was brought to me, right? And a lot of people are watching Two Paths Podcast. They haven't subscribed, but a lot of people is watching, right? Because I had about 6 different individuals within 20 minutes come and tell me, man, I really liked that one. I really couldn't understand what y'all was saying with this one. And they pull it up on their phone. And we go back to the video. And I said, well, what is it that you missed? So I'm sitting there after graduation like, listen, a lot of people gonna come through here and they're gonna tell their story. We're not here to determine if their story is a lie or the truth. And I ain't gonna sit here with you to determine, yeah, he was lying or no, he wasn't. We're not gonna do that. That's their story. That was their truth in that moment. And I allowed them to share that. However, if you see different, I'm not gonna bring you on to speak about somebody else's story, but you're
Right.
welcome to come on. Or if you want to hear, if you want to hear a different topic, you haven't subscribed, because we right here on YouTube. Subscribe, and I'm not gonna hit the button for you to subscribe. Don't do it just because you're in front of me. Do it because that's what you wanted to do. Drop a
Yeah.
comment. Tell us things that y'all want to hear about. So this happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? The guy we had on earlier, when we first started bringing people on, Jeremy Jones. You know what he told me? He said, man, I get up, I share y'all stuff, I go back, I listen to it because of what y'all have done. The value that we have placed in his life, the value that we created through conversation, has allowed him to move forward in a better direction and start doing positive things. You know what I'm saying? And along with that, his journey has improved. Now, what he do outside of what I know, I don't know, nor do I ask. But the things that he presented me that I can see, as far as on social media or whatever, I had to, and that's why I came up with the topic commerce, because we ain't getting a dime off of this, but we are creating value. We ain't getting a dime off of this, but we have created a product that can potentially bring value of monetizing or whatever. But in the doing all of these things, we are making connections, and that's the business side. You make connections, you start to connect, and then once you connect, you begin to reconnect. And sometimes you may have to disconnect, you know what I'm saying? But you make a connection because this person's gonna know this person. And you never know who's watching. And in business, we have to always know that you're gonna have a consumer, but what is it that you can give them that the next person can't? Why do I want your product? So when you're sitting down and we having these conversations, these dialogues, what makes our product or our podcast or our information, our conversations different from everybody else? Why would a person want to come here? Why? What's different about our story than theirs? And that's not putting us down, but that's actually allowing us to always think outside of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get out your, sometimes you got to get out your body and go back and look at these things and say, damn, okay, I like you. I like what he said right there. I like how they put that. I like how they come together. You know what I'm saying? Because we all heard that. You got three black men that can actually come together and sit down and ain't talking about what everybody else is talking about.
I ain't talking about nobody either.
And we ain't talking about nobody.
That's key.
And
That's key.
you got people that's listening. You
Right.
got people that's listening, right?
Right.
That's expecting for us to make that turn. You know
Right.
why? Because that's what they have got used to hearing when
Right.
they open up their phone. He talking about this person. We don't need views and comments and likes and shares off of putting the next man down. We more geared towards building people up. And whether it's man, woman, or child, whoever we can help in their upward progress, we want to be a part of that and not take the accolades. But if you just listen and say, damn, he really went through that? Because I don't look like what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I don't look like what I've been through. And that wasn't to get off topic. It was just something that like I took it there because it's gonna come full circle with what we're doing. Is the value that we create and the connections that we make is gonna allow us to see the revenue that's needed and that's deserving, and that's gonna be a part of our commerce. We have the product. Now who is gonna be our biggest consumer?
Hey,
Well, it's
that
good that you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I I just want to finish up where he was coming from because I received a phone call, right, and somebody wanted to dive into that same thing, right. I said I can't do that. I said because that was his story. I said,
Oh,
and it caught us off guard because we
okay.
try to remind that situation that like, hey, we don't do that, but they're comfortable and they did that. We didn't lead nobody onto that. And it's like somebody said had a rebuttal and wanted to clear their name. I said we're not in the business of doing that. Like he's just telling his side of the whatever story that he wanted to tell. He did that.
Bro, that's it.
I said
That's
now,
it.
yeah. I said now somebody, we're not messy. We're not that didn't even trigger in our head because we didn't even know what was being said. So I said we left it alone because it's nothing. That's for his story. That's that where he has to clean up or not clean up
That's
because
right, bro.
whatever it was his truth,
That's right.
and we just leave it at that. We respect the people who come on. Hopefully they're credible, and he very may well be credible. You feel me? I ain't saying that he's not, but that has nothing to do with us.
That's right.
And
Go
that's
ahead,
and that's
man.
their and that's their story.
Right.
And we can do a lot of things with that story.
Right.
And one is learning from that story. And then from that story, you go to your subtopics A and B. Well, I've learned what to do and not to do with this story. So this story really helped me. Any story can help you. It's just like that text I sent y'all the other morning. A
Yeah.
story can help you. It can help you figure out some things within. And I'm glad that you went there earlier, Cam, because I wanted to brush off your topic. And it's good that you went there because this is what the podcast is geared to do: mentally revive, restore, heal, resurrect folk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could take it like this: we're talking about commerce and we're talking about business. So business is your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Commerce is your body.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're teaching people how to use both to now create value,
Mm.
not only in the realm of the outside business world, but in the realm of your inner world, in your inner life. Because
Mm.
that's where the true business is done first,
Yes, sir.
right? The true business is done there first, and then the commerce is done second, right? So okay, how can I? And we always talking about flipping shit. If somebody give me $10, Can I go turn into 20? Well, the business starts with the mindset, and then the commerce transports the mindset. So even in the Bible says you will know a tree
That's true.
by its fruit. It also says um um
Hey, so
I
what
need
you,
to read my Bible.
hey, but
I
what you
need to read
saying
my
though,
Bible. Hold on.
you saying so
Hold
somebody give you that good knowledge, right? Now you put it in your
Mhm.
brain and you make it good for yourself to make you a better person or a better decision or better whatever because of what you did with the information and it went to the business part of your brain and you made yourself now start eating healthy. You understood it, you put it in play, and your body is carrying it out.
And that's the commerce, the carrying out process
Yeah.
when you actually begin to do and get the results.
So here it is. I'm sorry. Romans 4:17, right? It says, call it to those things which be not as though they were, right? So even before the business, even before the commerce, right?
Hmm.
You have to place yourself in some type of environment, right? That's going to produce an incubative state, right? To
Hmm.
now create that type of mindset or that mentality to now not only create it and live within it, but not to become a hermit and now go out and apply what you're learning.
Okay.
So now, as you begin to apply, because application came from something, it wasn't born in of itself. It was born of the mindset, right? But the mindset was born in of the environment, right? That you place yourself in over and over and over, which is practice. So now you get
Hmm.
to this stage in life of application, and now you created value. Now, what do I do with this value that I create? Well, me, I took it and turned it into a business where I provide a service of helping people drive. So when we talk about business and commerce, they're not the same, but they're but they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just writing this down.
And that's
So
the beauty of it.
go ahead.
That's the beauty of it. That's the fun because now you can take all this apart and then you can put it all back together. Or you can take it apart and you said don't work, throw it all away. And now let's go grab something else. Or another idea, another concept, revisit it, repurpose it, however you want to do it.
Hmm.
Then now see what type of value that this service or product brings. If it ain't bringing no value, get it out of here.
Yeah. Just
And,
about the
and, and,
bottom, that bottom
go ahead,
20%.
coach.
Remember that bottom 10% I used to tell you about
Yeah.
of your life every year?
Get it out.
Yeah, get it out of there. It don't work. There's no use to just hanging around.
That's
Get it
right.
out of there.
And also to add to that about the creating value, right? If things in your life ain't, if you're not, what value are you creating for yourself? You right?
Get it out of there.
Because what we got to also understand, in order for us to be able to create value for somebody outside of ourselves, other people, what are we doing for self? Because you just said it, Larry. The real business starts with self first.
Business.
That's what the real business is. So what kind of value are you creating for yourself? And you can tell through conversations and through actions when a person can talk a good game or when they actually doing the work, right? Because you got people that can talk that shit and have you dialed in like, ooh, you heard that? But then when you see them, you like, this motherfucker been playing the whole time.
All right.
Only because they ain't doing the work that they projecting out there, or the idea. See, some people. We had this conversation, Coach. To some people, an idea will just always remain an idea. It'll never be nothing except an idea because they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So people will come to you with a great idea.
Yes,
Well, I
sir.
think you should do this. I
Yeah.
think you. But the fear of failure prolongs business, which ultimately stops commerce because you have created the fear of failure because what everybody else gonna think about you, and then you take what everybody else think about you, and that's how you start to think about yourself and see yourself. Then you begin to say, "Man, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no, this ain't for me. No, hell no. Man, I ain't." See, I watched them fall off the motherfucking bridge with that genius plan they got, and I even pull up the check on them every now and then. Well, y'all getting it together over there? Yeah, we trying to get it together. Well, I see y'all. Boom! And bitch take off.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what you say? Damn, I missed my shot. I supposed to be a part of that. Damn, I missed my shot.
Hey, Cam, know I missed my shot before.
You told me
I
already.
told you that.
You told me.
Hey Larry, you know the ice machine that's in front of the neighborhood and start popping up and whatever?
Mm-mm.
Well, you know, they got portable ice machines, you know what I'm saying, everywhere now, right?
Oh, okay.
I say before I even moved here, like 5 years before I even moved back to coaching, right? I passed by there and I took at the time I was married, the wife who passed away, Rhonda. I was like, I said, right there is a perfect place to put an ice machine. I said, you don't know how many countless times I'm down there on front or riding in the neighborhood, and we needed ice, right? And we have to run uptown to get ice. I said, that's a perfect location for everybody to get ice, right? And I said, I'm gonna do that. I think it was I came back a year later, ice machine right there. I said to myself, right? I said, no longer would I sleep on my ideas because I said, God give it to you, right? And I didn't act on that because I specifically said that right there. Right. So, however, right, it's some things that I done did research and failed in, right? I don't care
Mm-hmm.
about the failure because in the midst of it, I seen that, like, for instance, I'm gonna give trucking, right? I consider it a failure, right? Because I didn't get the intended results the long term results that I wanted. But I seen how much it was coming. Bills here, the insurance, this, the all this, other, this and that, whatever. 20,000, 30,000 for insurance. And I said, I ain't made that yet. But they want that up front. They don't want no a little bit. They want it all up front. No payments. They want it all, bro.
No, people don't want theirs on the back end.
So you backpedaling, you side pedaling, whatever kind of pedaling, trying to catch up.
Yeah.
I said that type of anxiety. I wrote it for me. I said some things you got to go through because everything ain't easy. But I was like, man, I understanding it, but I was like, I just don't see how I'm gonna come out of this unless I sell myself and work for a business versus being the business myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I cut ties. I started backing off, selling up, recovering my losses. Hey, I said, it's something that I tried. It ain't for me. It takes away my time. But I found I keep moving to something else.
Right.
Because in life, your ideas will come to fruition with your will and what you put into it. And you know what I'm saying? And staying steadfast in it. So you just can't quit. Like, it's a lot of things that you can quit in. I said I'd
Mm-hmm.
never get married. I got married. It's certain substance in your life that you're gonna need. You can say it with your mouth, but your actions, what you do, and how you live is gonna dictate
Mm,
your decision.
mm.
And
You know
that's
what
how
I
Amen.
you
mean?
create your value right there, boss. Because a lot of things that you have said and you wouldn't have done, and even with the trucking, don't even, and I'm gonna tell you this, don't look at it as a failure, look at it as a learning
Right,
experience
right, right.
because you were able to learn things firsthand that other people couldn't tell you
Mm-hmm.
because other people can tell you what they went through, but that's not what you went through.
Right.
So everybody's gonna have a different result than other people. You say you wasn't gonna get married, but you understood the value of marriage. You understood that covenant gets blessed, right?
Yeah.
You understood that
Let me rephrase that. At the time, I didn't want to
because of
fall.
what you were going
I didn't
through.
get in love again because I seen how that ended for me. No, I didn't want nobody else to have that feeling that I had, and
That's
I
right.
said that wasn't fair for me or that person.
That's right.
Right.
And that's what I was getting at. You experienced something that me nor Larry and a whole lot of other people have not experienced, right? But even while experiencing that, I still provided, right? And the only way you were going to get the closure and the healing that you properly needed was to understand love deeply again. Fall all in love with myself again, but I need a mate. I need somebody to share this moment and this time with because y'all done said this and the things that I went through, yeah, I'm mad or whatever, but I'm lonely than a motherfucker. I'm lonely than a motherfucker. I got all these great things. I'm doing a lot of things, and you find yourself trying to fulfill gaps in your life and fill voids in your life, and it don't work out like that until you make the decision to say, you know what, I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. And like you just said, God put it on you. And some of us it come in the form of a dream. People say, man, why I dream I was doing such and such. And that dream will turn into an idea. And then from that idea, they start saying, I think this can work. So they do the application. They start applying themselves to that dream they had. They start applying themselves. And they figure out, how can I How can I really make this work and make it lucrative? What can I do with this thought, of this idea, with this dream? So now they provide a service and they find,
Business.
that's right.
It's a
And they
business.
find somebody they can sell this to. They find their own consumer. I can sell this product. I am the product. I laid there, I dreamed it, I seen it, I did the work. I came up with how I can do this, how I can market it, how I can do these different things. And boom, bitch, I'm paid. Bitch, I'm paid. And that's the pipeline when we talk about business to commerce. An idea is where everything is gonna start at. Go ahead, Larry.
So when you look at the broad spectrum of business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Business should be stressful to the inventor because that's something that has been in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a passion in you that won't let you. You can sleep, but you still have that thing in you that's nagging you. And it might even be nagging you, but it's there. And it
Mm-hmm.
won't, and you're not gonna feel as good as you need to feel until you do that thing, whatever it is within you.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good the thing that's in me is to empower and motivate, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing that's in me. The thing that the thing that is in me is the thing that I live through.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I live through now becomes my business. As I come into the understanding of that becoming my business, because it takes us a minute. It
Mhm.
might take you longer than this person to figure it out. But once you come into that understanding and in that knowledge, now you have to turn that knowledge into wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
which is application, which is now the business. It's an extension of the business. And then
Mm-hmm.
now you take that and then now you allow that to go before you and start to create value. That's the commerce. In return, guess what now starts to come back to you? Abundance, prosperity. It could be in the form of currency, but it could be in the form of love. It could be in the form of favors. It could be in the form of somebody giving you something or being extra kind to you or helping you
Right.
without you even asking.
Right.
So all I'm saying is that everything starts with you and it comes from you. Nothing happens without you. Yes, things are happening on the outside, but from an internal perspective, and I always tell this to people, if you don't want to get burnt out, always go with your gut. Always go with your heart. Always believe that you are the business first. And now you won't get sucked into believing what the outsiders think. My business sucks. My business ain't growing. My business ain't turning a nickel. My business this quarter sucked, right? No, 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 no. Everything is working out the way it needs to work out. This is the scripture that came back to me. It says that I'll give you exceedingly and abundantly over all that you can ask or think of, according to the power that's within you.
Telling
So
the truth.
it was something that was put into you that now attracts others to want to make them join in on that passion or that energy or that life cycle because you are in that same spectrum. When you get like-minded individuals that come together, they have something within them that is attracting itself to itself.
That's
So I
right.
always tell people you got to get out the way. If you want to create good business, you can't define your business as other people would define it.
That's right.
You got to continue to not only just believe, but you got to have a certain knowingness to know that how I start is not how I finish.
Okay.
In a basketball game, team might go on a run, 20 points, they up. You're thinking about we're gonna win this game. You ain't thinking about how they ahead. You just thinking about we're gonna win this game.
Walk them down.
Now, versus we behind, we gotta win. No, 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 no. That's the wrong mindset. You're gonna exert too much energy. You're gonna burn out.
Hmm.
But when you say we're gonna win this game, you got a certain knowingness, even when you losing, and
Hmm.
everybody can see that you're losing.
Hmm.
You come back and you actually win the game. You allowed yourself to do what self does. You didn't force it. You allowed it. You got into flow state, no resistance. You took your deep breath, and that's what I tell people. You got to continue to mind the business that what Cam says. Mind the business that pays you.
Which is your business?
This is your business. I'm never so look. Everything is yes and amen. Hey, look, I ain't in the business of getting into all that negative shit. I ain't in the business of getting into all that pessimist shit, right? Now, do I have a little bit of that in me? Yes. Does negative stuff happen in my life? Yes. Do I fail? Yes. That's all a part of life. But my business is to now mind the business. Mind the business. I must continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So now, when shit happens, that's light shit.
Hey,
Okay. It,
but that hey, that boy, I see him. Boy, I see him. Hey, 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 Kel. I remember one time
Huh?
a dude from Palm Beach told one of my players saying, "Man, you need to come over here with us, man. Ain't no D1 coach gonna ever come over there in Okeechobee." Not only did they come over there, bro. Not only did we get something, bro. Okeechobee Nation Apparel was in Walmart. When I going to Walmart, I'm looking at him like, the hell? I said,
That come from
yeah,
minding the
I'm
business.
get on to him about that. I was like, yeah, we done made it. Yeah, yeah. You was worried about scouts. We got product in here.
Product.
Yeah.
And,
And I,
and, and I presented
yeah. And I need to
I
go
presented
talk to
this
these people
product.
about it and get my money.
I presented this product. Hey, before we wrap it up though, man, Larry, I like how you
And
come
Larry
off
did that, boy.
yep.
mind the business. And
Yeah.
when people are able to understand what that truly means, then they'll be a lot better, right? Because they'll develop a sense that I I need to mind. I need to do what I need to do, and I am the business. So what happens is you stop going to look for the business and realize you are the business. You are the product. You just got to find the consumer. And that's what we have done here at Two Paths Podcast is understood that the value that we bring is through speaking life into people, through trials and tribulations, through research, through other people's visions and perspectives or whatever to get the message across and allow the message to be the business that not the business, but to be a part of the business because the message is what's going to carry. And the results that we get are when people go subscribe or they comment or they see you in public settings and say, boy, I seen you. And guess what? Guess what we got to understand that what you just said, Larry. Are we gonna get negative feedback? Hell yeah. Everybody don't like what we doing. Everybody don't like that three people from the same place living in different areas can come together and have these type of conversations. Everybody that being called something other than who they are. You see what I'm saying? But what you can't call me, I'm gonna tell you what you can't call me. You can't call me what I'm not now because this is what I present. So whatever you think or thought of me, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. We finna get out of here.
Oh,
Two
whoa, whoa,
pounds.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Go
whoa.
ahead.
Before we get out of here,
Go ahead.
you can no longer think that everybody hating on me.
Mm-hmm.
Quit thinking that.
Why?
You gotta change how you think because what you think about, you bring about. If you think of people hating on me, how you supposed to create a business that's gonna create value for everyone?
Change the
You
mindset.
you have to start thinking, man, everybody cheering for me. And this is what
What
we
we
talked
thought.
about. This is how we talked about delusion, right? You do have to become a little delusional. Everybody love me. Everybody cheering for me. And you walk in that light.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
now you become oblivious. And that's when you oblivious to all the hate, but the light is turned on to all the love. Because the love is gonna fuel your forwardness into tomorrow's business, which now is going to create commerce, and now that value, and now is going to attract the multitude. Jesus went out, and the multitude came to him. And I'm just saying, we following the blueprint.
All I'm saying, right? If a person came up and said, "Hey, man, why you so excited?" They're saying because they seen how you really truly are excited, right? He was like, "Hey, man, get excited." And you like, you know what? Shit. If that's what it takes, I'm gonna get excited. So they gonna start saying, get excited. And then somebody gonna ask me, man, why you get excited? I say, man, I was talking to this dude, man, that's his thing. Get excited. And I like and it fueled me. So every morning I wake up, I get excited. Guess what? It was like, man, that's a cool idea. Guess what they're gonna say? Get excited. And it starts spreading. And you think they out there hating on you, like getting excited, like, man, shoot. You walking it with your chest up high, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you getting excited, right, mother? And then the next person sees, so man, why you so excited? I said, man, life is good. You ain't excited? And boom, now you're the walking product. They say, man, that dude right there is get excited. They're gonna say he's get excited. They ain't gonna say he's Larry. They're gonna say
Yeah,
that's the get
let's get
excited guy.
excited.
He
Let's
cut
get
the
excited.
product. You
Come
feel
on.
me? Come on, man. Get
That's
excited.
Mine,
real.
mine.
That's real.
Hey, look, one more before we leave, right?
What is it?
So, like you said, mind the business that pays you, right?
Mhm.
So, eventually, the business will pay you.
Yes, it will.
Keep minding it.
Keep minding, because what you don't understand is that when you look within, the within is gonna now bring the without, and that's called the attraction, and
Law
that's
of
the
attraction.
law. And nobody on this green God-made planet can interrupt law. And that's the confidence and the courage and that's why in the Bible says be very courageous and be very bold.
Man.
We out